God of War, a game so beloved by the gaming community. I really didn't expect this controversy to be behind it. But when the Laufey trailer dropped, I did expect some, conversation about gameplay, some story. Even whether or not she could possibly carry the God of War game. I'm not too surprised about that. But instead, I'm seeing a surprising amount of the discussion become about the fact that she is a woman. So I spent the last week looking through the criticism to figure out which ones are legit and which ones aren't. I'm going to try my best to catch you up to speed as quick as possible. God of War is one of the most iconic video game franchises ever known to man, and people love it. To this day, people love it. They recently came back not too long ago, dropping new video games, and have been causing a stir up in the video game scene ever since, and it's been beautiful. I haven't been a part of it. Like I said just previous, I'm not the biggest God of War fan myself, but they recently dropped a new trailer to a new video game of theirs, and it is called God of War Laufey or whatever, Laufey or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a female lead. Her name is Faye. She's the second wife to Kratos, and also the mother of Loki, who is the son of Kratos in this series. She is the protector of realms, and she's like a prophetess who mapped out pretty much the entire fucking journey in advance. And the whole reason behind the whole 2018 version of God of War was her, pretty much. Her final wish is the driving force of the entire story. So she tasked Kratos and her son with taking her ashes to the highest peak in all the realms. It's insane how people are making it seem as though she has almost nothing to do with the story, or her legacy has zero importance to the story, or we're gonna get into it. I have someone I want to react to about it. He seemed like he was more intellectual than the other people that I could sit here and bring up, which they probably will be brought up, but yeah, let's just use this video as reference first.
If there's one thing that's been disappointing when it comes to Sony, it's how they are feeling increasingly obsessed with moving away from the legacies that built their brand in the first place. Before, they made games about characters people actually wanted to play as, but now they're really just telling a different story, and the media is now out in full force to protect this Laufey game.
Exhibit A. Legacy bullshit. Characters that nobody wants to play, but you said that it would be amazing to play as Thor. Now, to me, I do just find that a bit funny, because when you look at the characters and what they provide to, God of War, the story, Thor is bullshit. He's just used as a physical threat, to be honest. He is a reactive character to Kratos.
Don't take all day.
About time. I've been waiting for this. You're not from here. We got a tradition called a blood payment.
And Odin and Atreus and shit. He is a reactive character, that's all. Honestly, and a reflective character. He is a reflection of what Kratos would have been as a father who failed his children. He is just nothing but Odin's attack dog. And to be honest, he's just a fucking tragic victim of abuse from Odin. And that's it. That's all they use him for. He has it's not like he's useless. Don't get me wrong. I like Thor. Thor's a cool dude, but he does not in no way, shape, or form provide anything more to the story than Faye does. Because on the other hand, she sits at the center of almost everything. She started Kratos' journey by asking for her ashes to be spread. At least when we're talking about God of War 2018, she foresaw Ragnarok. She secretly guided them throughout the entire fucking prophecy. I mean, she knew things about Kratos and Atreus that neither of them understood. She fought Thor before the games, apparently, and held her own. And she represents the Giants' perspective on the Norse conflict. I think she's not the leader of the Giants, but they go to her. I think she has some deeper connection with them. I can't recall it all the way. And to me, that's even weirder. That's exactly how I could see through it, and I could tell it's misogyny. Because you think that Thor has more narrative justification to hold a solo story over Faye, when Faye is arguably the most mysterious and influential character in the entire Norse saga. Actually, in my opinion, I think she's more mysterious and influential, or we can argue getting close to Odin, honestly, she's manipulating the story without having to literally be in hand and manipulate the story. She indirectly and in certain times directly has a hand on the projection of the story. How is it so far-fetched for her to get something over Thor's fat ass? What are we talking about? And I can understand the gap that is there, as Odin is the antagonist. You know, the story changes drastically without him, and the villain changes and the conflict changes, but without Faye, the story basically does not start, is my point. So it's just stupid.
Even David Jaffe, who I also just disagree with on many things, admitted, which was kind of weird honestly, that after seeing Laufey, he doesn't believe who this game is if for like anyone. Here's what David Jaffe said though, so watch this.
The God of War thing though, if it wasn't called God of War, to me this feels like one of those trailers that someone has to remind you about. And then you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's kind of cool, you know. It's like it's God of War, so I'm not hyped for it, but of course I'm going to play it and I'm going to stream it and talk about it. But as it relates to just, I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. I don't think it's going to sell what they need it to sell. I don't think this is going to. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with that? I need the backstory for this thing.
Well, I understand why you could feel that way, but you are not exactly expressing as to why you feel that way. I just can assume, but I think I know why, because you are not expressing it for a reason. It is simply because it is a woman lead now. Simply because they removed Kratos and replaced him with a woman. You are going to play it and stream it, but you think it's going to do bad. Niggas are stupid, bro. You fucking suck.
I need to know if Corey's like, look, he wanted to do something else. He was promised he'd get to make a new IP. Sony I'm making all this up. I don't have data. You know, they came down and disappointed him and said, nope, we got to play it safe. Money's tight, whatever.
And look, love him or hate him, the guy did make God of War. He did create Kratos, and he's looking objectively at what Sony is doing with Laufey over Kratos, and he's worried that this could not go well for them.
Now let me break down to you how stupid these people are. It's truly unimaginable that he put this in his YouTube video, but like let me show you, right? Early in the video, there was a clip where PlayStation themselves was saying that they believe this is a risk Sony needs to take. He said,
God of War Laufey is taking the sort of risk more PlayStation series need to take. Right away, this also feels disingenuous because what risk is it exactly? If anything, all Sony has been doing is taking franchises that people love and swapping out the heroes for heroines for the better part of a decade now. If anything, Laufey is exactly what Sony has been doing for a long time now.
Yes, you're right, bro. We've seen situations like Joel and Ellie, even though Joel's old ass was inside of a fucking zombie world at the age of 40 and needed to be replaced. We've seen shit like Silent Hill. We've seen shit like Gears of War. Yes, main characters or characters that people have been comfortable with that are males have been replaced by females.
She looks lethal and cool and lively and actually like the character. Like, here's a photo of Deborah Ann Woll, right? She plays Laufey. Yeah, she's beautiful. I have no issue whatsoever with her being in a game or anything like that. It seems, I don't know, almost as if they like aged Deborah up from where she was, if that kind of makes sense. As if a character looking like their actor is somehow a bad thing, right? It's really weird to me because when it comes to, say, Deborah Wilson, when she's played a character in any game as seen here from this collage of characters, like it's suddenly like, oh yeah, no, we totally have the technology to make every character that Deborah Wilson plays looks just like her no matter what. But when it comes to Laufey, we need to like age her up and make her look older for some reason. But it's also weird because as seen here, this is Laufey's actor in Ragnarok, and honestly they nailed her design in that game. They captured the beauty of Deborah Ann Woll, the actor, like in that, right? Just seems like it's being done by design now. Again, either way, no one is calling Laufey's actor ugly. You have to be blind to think that. It's more so the usual we need to nerve how beautiful women actually look in real life, because we have to challenge the male gaze or something, which never really made sense to me.
Your stupidity actually irritates me so much, it kind of pisses me off, because for you to say you don't understand the whole point of making a woman not so appealing to the male gaze while crying about her not being appealing to the male gaze is something extremely ironic to me, because even me myself, as I watch these clips, as I look at other pictures, as I did my research on this, I did not find Faye ugly, whether it was in Ragnarok or whether it was in Laufey in her own specific game. I don't find her ugly in any way, shape, or form, nor does it fucking matter to me. When I play video games, I don't look at characters and think, is she attractive? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? I'm thinking about gameplay mechanics. I'm thinking about graphics. I'm thinking about if the game fucking works. I'm thinking about how much it's gonna cost. I'm thinking about plot. Why are we talking about how she looks? Why are we talking about age? Why are we talking about colors? Why are we talking about legacy of bullshit that doesn't matter? Do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying here? You see how these people put this facade up like they don't give a fuck at all, actually.
Games with women that look like their face model or actors are always a good idea. Look at the recent Resident Evil games, okay? Grace Ashcroft and Requiem's face model looks exactly like how Grace looks in the game, as you can see here. Like, that's like a one-to-one, dude. It's really weird how the Asian developers almost go out of their way to ensure that if they do use a face model, male or female, they always ensure that the beauty and integrity of that face model is captured perfectly. I mean, Kojima proved this also with Metal Gear Solid 4, as seen here with the Beauty and the Beast core, like even almost 20 years ago now. On the PS3 no less, he was still able to capture every single face model to a T in that game. But I guess, yeah, it was a different time. Now if you make Laufey look as beautiful as Deborah Ann Wool is in real life, it's a bad thing somehow. So we have to age her up or something. It just feels weird, right? Like here, I'll let a female user say it so that it makes more sense, as this Noelle lady said here. Please shut up. No one is calling the actress ugly. People are dissatisfied with the character model in-game because it looks like an alcoholic version of the actress. Kind of that, yeah.
Are we not talking about Norse mythology here? Like, I thought we were talking about people that Vikings worship. I thought, when were these people ever clean people? When were these people ever... Let's be honest. I've watched the show Vikings. I've been very interested in old Icelandic culture. I love Nordic culture. None of them is really pretty unless they're drawn. Depictions, they don't show them as being pretty people. You're talking about people that are... They're dirty. That's what they do. They don't... They're in the woods all day. They have to shower in unconventional manners towards us. They don't do makeup. She's older. What do y'all want her to have plastic surgery and a fucking BBL with lip filler? Like, I don't understand. And I want to reiterate something, because I'm not trying to be an opinion police, but people don't realize that sometimes the way that they word things or the way that their opinions come off can really show a people don't deserve to have major roles because of X, Y, and Z, or certain people or a demographic could be ruining the stories of certain legacies or franchises because of X, Y, and Z don't belong in X, Y, and Z. That's pretty weird, right? It's just people don't realize how their ideas can truly influence an audience and how they judge certain characters differently from other characters. I believe that the useful question in these kind of circumstances is, will this criticism still exist if the character were a man? And that is the problem. If Thor can be angry, emotional, reckless, or make mistakes without his gender being brought up or something being fucking criticized, like his dialogue with other people, it's not the same. A woman gets criticized specifically because in most cases she's a woman, and that's worth examining, and people don't, that little step people don't look at, and then they skip over it, and that as a result creates arrogance in the conversation, which leads to, oh, you're treating me like I'm being disingenuous or something, or don't be disintellectual, or it's weird. But when you're on the outside, you truly can see it, and people don't really see it for some reason. I don't know why.
And I mean, there's another unfortunate pattern that is emerging when it comes to a lot of the current upcoming Sony first-party games too, which is that people are just unhappy about what's coming. I mean, here, look at this like to dislike ratio on Laufey, Intergalactic, Horizon Hunters Gathering, even Marathon Season 2, and you are noticing a pattern that is forming.
All I can see here is you being, or I'm sorry, let me correct that. All I can see here is the fan base being nothing but a bunch of miserable, soulless entities that find reasons to hate on something because something isn't going the way that they want it to, or something isn't the way that they like it, and that's just insane. It's not going to be one person, it's not going to be one character. People are allowed to try and switch something up, and I don't see why that's so much of an issue, but people are going to find a reason to complain nonetheless, right? With all of that being said, we're going to check on some more losers that wanted to hate on this game because there's a woman in it, and yeah, I don't want to react to the entire video. It's a 30-minute video. If you want to check it out, you can. I'll leave it in the description, but I don't want to drag this video out too long, so yeah, I don't know. And if whoever made this video gets to see this, which I'm sure they won't, I'm sorry I didn't get to react to the whole video. I would have liked to be more I guess thorough with your video as a reaction. So we have another loser sitting here complaining about Laufey trying to mask it in another reason, but once again another person trying to mask it with another reason because he says that it's all about the dialogue. It has everything to do with the dialogue. As you can see, not liking Laufey has nothing to do with it because she's a woman. Don't be disingenuous. I don't care if they made Faye ugly. I don't care because the game is about a woman. It has everything to do with the dialogue. The trend of millennial Gen Z, right? So let me show you a couple clips where these aren't so Valhalla Viking-like ways of speaking. I mean, you let me know if these sound like, you know, Vikings.
All right. Here's a deal I know you can trust. I'll settle your debt with my ex. Oh, no. Heimdall, will you just relax?
Keep in mind, Odin is one of the more respected antagonists, one of the more respected characters in the series. So no one ever said anything when he's been holding a character dialogue that's been relative to, you know, our standards of speaking this entire time. But now it's disingenuous to say that you're possibly masking it behind your misogyny. You're just being a little bit disingenuous to yourself. Hey, I don't know, because the only women that play games in America are fat AF and ugly and want to pretend they can fuck the protagonist with the strap on, pretending to be the guy they will never actually be in their life. I'm glad this shit got 1 retweet and 6 likes. It's kind of disgusting alone that the shit got that, but yo, it's people like this that will never ever get a chance to have a relationship because they have this mindset and then want to press other people about it, say that it's other people's fault. But you're talking about a game and you feel this way about a game and you feel as though this small criteria of people is why the game has a female lead now. You don't understand where your brain may just need some recalibration, my guy. And who hurt him? Because this seems oddly specific, like the strap-on antagonist or protagonist thing. It seems like this has happened to him before, and a girl like rubbed this in his face, and now he's like, he dies about this internally every night before he goes to sleep, and this is all he can think about. I don't know. People have such built-in hate towards certain things once it comes up to be related to a certain demographic, then all of a sudden it blows up in their mind and it flies out of proportion, and now it's like death be to all. I don't know, it's kind of insane to me.
Place your soiled garments within me.
So these really pissed me off because it cost this person money to make these AI videos.
Hey, yo,
You're so, yo, what is wrong with you niggas? Like, genuinely get some help, because this isn't healthy. This isn't healthy for your relationship with your family members. This isn't healthy for your relationship with your future partners if you ever, you know, get to get naturally selected. It's just not healthy, bro. This is gonna breed a lot of issues for a lot of us. Just, I know it seems like I'm blowing it out of proportion because this is a video game and people are joking, and yeah, I get it. Like, I don't really give a fuck much about the jokes. To me, it's about what do these jokes symbolize within these people's mind. You were so willing to pay money to run through an AI software to have a character that you know is getting a lot of hate and a lot of direct negative energy with such a misogynistic like implication, it kind of throws me, it kind of blows my mind. And then the cube that everyone hates being just belittled into a dishwasher, when you can see in certain fight scenes the cube is fucking fighting with her. What, bro? That cube has to be something deeper than just a stray soul that landed in a cube. That has to be a sentient, conscious god that has some kind of backstory that I guarantee once it comes about, it's gonna be interesting for people, but they're being fucking ignorant right now.
Woman! The baby! Woman! Faster!
And this is all they see people as. This is all they see women as slaves, as objects, as hey, do what I don't want to do. Hey, wake up and do what I say. Like it's kind of ridiculous, and even if you extrapolate it to be a joke, it's not funny. It's actually not funny, because you're making fun of what people are and who they are, and not necessarily what they do, right? Because when you say you're making fun of black people, if you want to make fun of black people about, you know, something that is like their seasoning, how maybe black people over season food or something in certain cases, so you know, that's certain things that black people do. Maybe not all black people, but it could be funny to a generalization if you do it in a lighthearted manner. When you do something that is oppressive to people, like where it's misunderstood to you who's not in the same demographic, it's just very ignorant. Again, very ignorant.
See, he's so afraid to say this. Here's the reality, and you know it. You know that they keep replacing characters that are white and male with characters that are non-white and non-male. And the reason why is they want to push a social agenda. That's the reason why they want to do it. It's not because the character was too boring. It's not because people weren't interested in it. It's because they're pushing it for a social agenda. That's the same reason why you see a lot of gay and trans stuff in video games. Nobody's asking for that, but they still keep getting it.
Nobody asked you what you asked for, actually. You see, this is the thing. Certain things are going to make the world better, and certain people may not want it. But we don't give a fuck. We didn't ask you. You see what I'm saying? We're not trying to actually shove it down nobody's throat. We're not like trying to push, you know, having colored fucking protagonists in people's shows down people's throat. But it feels good to people that are colored, so we're trying to push it out more. And if you're seeing it, that's not a problem, but you feel as though it is, right? You feel as though seeing more women is a problem, right? Why? You feel like games are being replaced by women, then just stop playing them. You feel like games are being replaced by colored people, then just stop playing them. Because it's never been an issue with other games until it started coming to the AAA series, or started coming to, you know, the heavy gaming community, which I can say hasn't even been a large trend. It's been happening more, which it needs to be a thing, but it hasn't been a trend, and that's what they don't want to recognize. It has not been a trend. It has not been more than, I want to say, 10 huge franchises that have done that switch up in the last few years. And correct me if I'm wrong, but even then I still feel like it deserves to be more franchises doing these kinds of things. Like Assassin's Creed 3 is one of my favorite franchises, and Assassin's Creed 3, they had an Indian character. His name was I forgot his name. It's a crazy name, but and even then the version that I played was Liberations, and I loved that you played as a woman. I found Assassin's Creed to be really cool about that, and you bitch niggas did the same thing that y'all are doing now and made them stop one of the games that they're doing with a black protagonist that was just about to come out. Y'all have to stop doing this shit, because you're killing fucking the fun for other people's joy. Nobody want to keep seeing fucking white people for protagonists all the fucking time, and nobody want to keep seeing men for protagonists all the fucking time. No one was complaining when it was create a character and everybody was creating fucking female characters. Even me myself, I personally am the dude that in my friend group, if we had to create a female character in Monster Hunter World, I'm creating a woman character because I'm not gonna stare at a dude all day. That's just how I feel. I don't know. She's ugly as fuck. Okay, Chief and Quatch, like you, yo, why is it niggas that always look like this that think they have any God-given right to speak anything about attractiveness? I guess what this meme is trying to portray is that Japanese women tend to make less realistic women, because while you're walking down the street, you are way more likely to see these women rather than these women. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but shit. I love how people are so conceited within themselves because it's feminist wet dream to be like man. Right, okay, cool. These guys are delusional. These people are crazy because nobody wants to be like any of you idiots. People do want inclusion though. People do want to feel like they are a part of something. You understand that I had a little stretch in my life where I played as a part of the fighting game community. I played, there was a lot of video game communities that I was just a part of, and by the stretch of imagination, I would like to argue that 0.5% of the people that I came across and actually got to speak to were females. And I will not argue that I didn't play with more and never got to communicate with, but there's many women that do not communicate on video games because of the pure toxicity and the pure weirdo and misogyny and fucking disgust bath that just happens online once people hear that there's a woman in a lobby. I've heard it so many times. It's like you could be in the middle of a rainbow match and people are just locked in, and a girl gives a call out and everybody is not no one is focused no more. The whole round is gone. You lost the round. Just put your controller down if a woman speaks, because everybody lost, honestly. And it's crazy. And now we're sitting here hating because they want some kind of representation. What the fuck? So yeah, my case in point is that it's kind of crazy that over the course of years of gaming, we have objectified women to degrees of not caring about how thick their legs are, not caring about how big their titties are in our video games. But once it comes to them being a main character and they don't come with those two features, or even as much of a semi-conventionally pretty face, then people are losing their shit. You know, there's nothing good to look at. So you know, she just proves no usage to this video game. It's kind of just disgusting because people deserve at least representation as to what they're putting in. They're depositing something, right? Like it's pretty much what the black community has been preaching this entire time as well. Because if, let's say, a video game comes out like Final Fantasy, I used to play Final Fantasy a lot. And I'm pretty sure there's other black people that play Final Fantasy, as one of my friends that actually put me on to Final Fantasy is black himself. So I'm sure there's at least a good percentage of people in Final Fantasy that feel represented when we seen what's his name in Final Fantasy 5. You know what I mean, the dude with the Gatling gun on his arm. I can't remember no names today, but yeah, you know, people feel represented. But if we have another character that comes about that's a main character who's also a black character, color, we will feel even more represented. But to some degree, for those people, it's a problem, I guess, because why are the characters being changed from white men? Grow the fuck up. This is ridiculous. Yeah, this was an extra long video because this topic did kind of piss me off, but it is what it is. If you're still here, you're a real one. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not, then I still love you, and I hope you enjoyed up to what you were able to watch it. And I'll see you guys soon. Gotta start working on the next one. I'm on that grind. So talk to you guys soon.